You're listening to Lore Friendly with Chris Takahashi and Alice Bell. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Defenders Episode 5. We're going to talk about the 10 days Alice missed, not having internet, and mods, I guess. You're back after 10
Yes!
days.
Oh, thank fuck.
You survived. I can't believe
Fucking
it.
worst 10 days of my life. My god.
Yeah, we were taking bets on the side whether you'd survive.
I almost didn't. I have never cleaned so much in my life. I unpacked in record time. I did gardening. I've been in the gym a lot. I lost like 10 pounds. I didn't lose 10 pounds. That would be like scary. But like
Yeah, that would be indicative of a meth habit.
yeah, I mean, I considered it at one point, but internet is my drug of choice, and I don't think meth would ever be able to replicate that.
You could have tried going to the outside world.
I did. I went on so many walks. I made friends with ducks. I made friends with dogs. I made friends with nature.
But now you've cut off all those friendships in favor of the internet. You're like, okay, thanks, bye.
Oh, yes.
It was fun while it lasted, but mommy's going home.
You have no idea how nice it was. Just log on. Over your career.
The world is a different place now. You're basically a foreigner now.
I was completely disconnected. I had no fucking idea what was going on.
You're like Rip Van Winkle.
It was so
Almost.
nice to just like not check the news every day, not find out the shit that's going on in the world, being a little bit ignorant. Oh, it was the most relaxing thing.
I feel like that nowadays that the world moves so fast that 10 days in modern times in 2017 is like 100 days or like a year in like 1817.
I've probably like missed out on so many dick jokes.
We've
So
evolved.
many. Have we moved?
You're almost like a lesser species. No, that's mean.
That's so rude, Chris. If anything, I have reached an enlightened state of nirvana, and then as soon as I got internet, I just like dragged myself back down to enlighten the internet dwelling folk.
Evolution doesn't imply progression. It just means adaptation.
I adapted very well. I totally did not lose my mind. I didn't finish off 3 books. I didn't watch 20 episodes of Critical Role in 10 days, bearing in mind that the episodes are between 3 and 5 hours long. It was rough.
Yeah, so actually you were, I was wrong. You're a more advanced species, or you were.
Yeah. I like...
But you de-evolved back
Yeah.
into the sludge of humanity that we are. But speaking of which, did you miss the news about the Fatberg?
The what?
The Fatberg. It's an iceberg made of fat, and it was clogging up the sewers. And it was big news
Oh
while
my
you were
god.
missing. It's one of the things you missed. It's 250 yards. That's 228 meters. It's 143 tons. And it's a giant blob of condoms, diapers, fat, and oil.
That's disgusting. What
That's
the
an
fuck,
interesting
humanity?
mix. I like that it's a centrist. It's both for making babies because diapers adds to its mass, and it's also for like condoms. It's for not making babies. It's for sex as a pleasurable activity and not for making babies. So it's on both sides of the aisle.
Who the fuck flushes diaper? Who the fuck flushes nappies, as we call them over here? Who the fuck flushes nappies and condoms down the toilet?
Apparently Londoners.
You have a bin! You have a
Apparently
bin!
Londoners.
They're meant to go to... Well, Londoners are a fucking regressive species. 'Cause I don't like London. It's not all it's cracked up to be. You can see everything in a day.
Shots
It's busy, the people are nasty and mean, because I come from the north where everyone's a lot kinder.
They all talk like Michael Caine.
Yeah. Or they all talk like they're from Made in Chelsea. It's just like, oh, so, what were you doing today? It's like, well, I went out with this girl, and then I went out with this girl, and it was just, like, totally insane. And they all have rooftop parties, and it's all really out of my class. It's a class issue.
I see.
There's
Shots
a big
fired.
there's a big class divide between the North and the South. A big divide in general.
Where's Dame Judi Dench from?
Probably posh London.
Because this only adds to your theory, because we learned this week that Dame Judi Dench owns a fidget spinner. That's another thing you missed. This is big news.
So I'm going to go and disconnect the internet. That's it, guys. That's law friendly. This is done it. What?
Yeah, she owns a fidget spinner.
Why?
I don't know. You also missed Ted Cruz liking a porno. That was great.
You did show me that. That was quite.
Yes.
Well done. Go America. Fuck yeah. All that jazz.
A woman shot a homeless guy because he asked her to move her Porsche.
Oh,
Then she went out
God.
to dinner.
Oh, God.
And lastly, Game of Thrones will shoot multiple endings to avoid spoilers. This is the news you
Wait,
really
what?
wanted to talk about.
I beg your pardon. What?
They've had so many problems with piracy and people leaking their stuff that they're just gonna shoot like 10 different endings just to, like, you know, fuck with people. Just to avoid
That's
that.
amazing. I bet you all of the alternate endings will be better than the actual ending.
Yeah, I hope they like release all the alternates.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can pick and choose which one you want to have canon, more or less.
Oh, God, it could be like Clue. Have you ever watched Clue? The Tim Curry film from the 70s?
No,
I think it was
I haven't.
the 70s.
You're older than I
Oh,
am.
my.
So
It's.
spiritually, you're older than I am.
Okay, so. This is what I was watching when I was really drunk in the chat the other day. Like 10 days ago. Drinking my 8% ciders. Basically, it's just this really campy 70s comedy film based off of the board game Clue. And when it was released with 3 different endings, and every cinema got like a different ending.
Oh.
And so you could choose which one you wanted to be canon. And so I think that's what they should do with Game of Thrones. They should, like, regionally release different endings. And then you can pick and choose which is the best one.
So you could get, like, Cersei in a Red Keep with a wrench or something like that.
With a what?
I don't know. I'm trying to make a Clue joke and I failed miserably. Like, what are the things? You know how Clue works?
It was
it's
Daenerys in the Red Keep with dragons.
Yeah, exactly. But like the items they use to kill, it's like I
Yeah.
don't know, with like
A rope,
wrench or a pipe.
wrench, a revolver, a dagger, a candlestick.
A wrench is one of them. See,
Yeah.
I was totally on point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You're doing alright.
See, I know my pop culture references.
You're doing alright. I really want to play Cluedo. We call it Cluedo over here. I want to play
Cluedo?
Cluedo. Yeah.
Cluedo? Why the dough? Why the extra dough?
Because why not?
Are we gonna start calling it Game of Thrones dough?
That just
Defenders
sounds like
dough?
it just sounds like you're saying it with though.
Alice Bell dough.
I mean, I've been called worse.
It does kind of sound like dildo. Beldo.
I mean, considering that one of the favorite nicknames that I had in primary school was Bellend. I mean,
It's on brand. More or less.
yeah, it's pretty on brand. It goes with the whole, dick joke theme of my life.
Yeah, we should probably minimize the sex jokes.
Nah.
And probably the salt.
Well, I mean, I suppose you've got to, like, cut back on your salt levels now. Because I'm back. The last week's podcast wasn't very salty, apparently, so we've got
It was very
to...
pleasant.
Are you saying that I'm not pleasant to talk to? Are you saying that,
No,
like,
no.
my aggression for most aspects of popular culture and my determination to rag on anything is unpleasant?
Nah, you're good. I'm more of a steak person than a chocolate person, I guess.
You're more of a savory than sweet.
I need like my French fries with salt on it.
I've never
over my
been
vat of ice cream.
compared to a steak before. I think that's a new first.
I was trying to think of something with salt on it.
Considering that I spent most of my teenage years as a vampire, steak is the last thing that I'd think that I'd ever be compared to. But yeah, wordplay.
They need a key for cha.
But
Like, you know how I press F to pay respects? Like,
Yeah.
I need to press
Press
like, I
X.
don't know.
Press X.
For cha.
But Or you could just like take a sound bite of us going but and then you could put that in every time that we make a really witty joke.
Then we're like one of those cheesy talk radio shows where they always have like, you know, like voiceover shit playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're all caught up now. Welcome back to the human race.
What a miserable place.
You sound excited.
I miss not checking news websites every day, figuring out if we've been blown up yet or not. It was nice. You know? I could just wake up in the morning and if Oblivion embraced me, then so be it. But now I'm anticipating Oblivion. Yeah.
Speaking of Oblivion, mods.
Hey!
I have one mod for you. It is mods. No, that's not right. It is. I'm reading this text and it says mods Dwemer Fairies, but it is Dwemer Fairies by Onota.
I love fairies.
And they're machine fairies.
Oh my god!
Made by Dwemer.
Oh my god!
They have like mechanical wings and stuff.
Oh, I want them so much!
Is it taking forever to load?
Yeah, it's taking forever to load, but I can see them! I want them! Ah!
Really? They look kind of creepy. Look at those like gears and wings on the picture.
I like fairies.
Yeah.
I've written essays about fairies and the theme of exile and enchantment in early English literature. And fairies!
Fairies are very sweet.
They're...
I guess you are more sugar than we thought.
Nah, 'cause like in early English literature, fairies are kind of like tricksters who kidnap people and enslave humans, so, you know.
So they're a lot more metal in
Yeah,
English literature.
metal as fuck.
This is just more fairy propaganda then.
Yeah. But they're cute!
Trying to tell us that they're
Oh.
cute when they're actually hardcore death metal artists.
I love fairies.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I don't know why it's under clothing jewelry. Is it something you wear? No, it's just...
It's probably like a little fake companion type thing. I don't know. We should probably like look up these things before we start recording properly.
No, it says equipable fairies. Oh, so you can equip it and it follows you around. I'm guessing that's how it works.
Okay,
It's like
I get it. Yeah,
Navi
yeah,
From it's like, hey, listen.
Hey, listen! Link, listen! Hey, listen!
Yeah, but robot
Chris!
fairies, that shit is crazy.
Listen! Chris! I have a mod for you! It's... This is probably injecting some more salt into the podcast because we love to hop on the bandwagon of contentious topics. No more Creation Club news!
Oh, we love to feed the outrage machine here. I'm glad to be a part of it.
After update...
For years, I've wondered what it's like to be part of the outrage machine. Because that's how the internet works, right? It's just outrage after outrage and everyone gets paid.
And now you are the machine that is getting paid. Kind of. After a fashion. So, basically, this mod removes what it describes as the giant spam box on your main menu screen that tells you about the Creation Club mods. And he says, I dislike this, so I modded the main menu interface file to get rid of it.
So petty.
I mean, mod is gonna mod, right? And they can't remove the mod and they can't ban the mod because that goes against their promise of saying that the Creation Club won't interfere with modding. With just normal
it's
modding.
Like file of the month, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's so petty. It is so petty. Come on. It's just a bunch of text in the corner of your screen. It's like
I thrive off of pettiness. It's the best. It's so
you
funny.
people.
What can I say? I'm a bit of a salty dick. I think it's hilarious. Of course the modders were going to do something about it. Of course. It's like the £50 mod that just had a sign saying paid mods in Skyrim.
Yes.
Like, what more do you want from this community?
It's not even the game. It's just the main menu.
This is peak modding.
It's just peak pettiness.
Doing exactly what the developers don't want you to do with your game.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. I need to feed the outrage machine. I shouldn't starve it.
I just think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Good
I need to get
game.
angrier.
Good game, modders. Good
Yeah.
game. Well done.
we need to get angrier. We need to like feed the angry comments. Say something controversial.
Controversial.
I think the text should be bigger.
I think the text should take up the entire screen. They should have advertisements on the in-game radio. So, have you heard of Giddy Up Buttercup? Do you want to wear Giddy Up Buttercup on your shoulders? Well, buy the Horse Armor DLC today.
You know what we should do? We should make a mod that has the text pop up like on your Pip-Boy or something when you're trying to get items or something. You're trying to equip your items and boom, it's like, hey, you like those items? How about this new horse armor?
Yes! Oh my god, Chris, let's do it. Let's be complete
we should go
dicks.
the opposite.
Yeah! It'd just be so funny, because we're dicks. Oh, fuck, yes!
If only I was a real modder and knew how to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Creation Club news, spamming your Pip-Boy.
We could just make a new companion that just reads out lists of the new Creation Club outtakes whilst you're traveling. So just be like, so you're just like gunning down some raiders or something, and then your little companion pops up and they're like, hey, so, you know what I heard? I heard that you can reskin your Pip-Boy for only 100 credits. But I think we should make advertising DLC for R404.
Yeah. That's the other way to feed the outrage machine, is to get people angrier.
Yeah.
There's the type of people who like feed it by like giving you pitchforks and giving you torches and kind of like saying, yeah, get mad. And then there's the other people who just kind of are like the source of your anger.
Yeah.
Who kind of just like poke you.
With a fire.
Yeah. That's what we can be. We can be the pokers.
We're curling up into the sky on a bed of salt. That doesn't even make sense. Is salt salt's flammable, isn't it?
I'm pressing my X button right now.
Press X. Fuck, what did we say the X was?
It was.
But Press X.
You don't even remember your own jokes. Are you drunk right now?
I did have a Heineken.
Is your mind downloading slow?
I had a lovely Heineken because I'm home alone. That just
internet.
sounds really depressing. Just drinking a beer in my room by myself. I did some calligraphy and I took a picture of it for Instagram and my internet won't let it upload.
Yeah, your internet is crap, right?
Kill
This is
me.
your chance to trash
BT.
British Telecom.
Yeah.
Yeah, BT.
BT. For the record, BT was not my choice of internet provider. It was not my fault. Apparently, it's going to sort itself out after 10 days. But if it isn't, then I'm going to have words. Because...
Did you say it was like poorly rated?
Yeah.
On the internet?
Yeah, it gets the most complaints per capita. Per, like, 100,000 users. Out of all of the major internet providers.
You know what's funny is that part of my day job, like I do like freelance copywriting.
You
and
have
stuff
a
like that.
day job. You
Yeah,
mean you
so
don't
anyways,
just live off of
one
the
of-
YouTube views?
No. You mean the dollar we make a month, but
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? Oh, so one of the articles I wrote is, you know, those lists like online, like the best like smartphones 2017 or best
Yeah.
whatever.
I can't
So
imagine
one
you
of-
writing one of the smartphone ones, seeing as you
No,
don't
no.
have a smartphone.
I have actually, but one of the ones I've
What?
written is
When did you get
best-
a smartphone?
No. Exactly. This is the irony of it, okay? I don't own a smartphone. But one of the things I've written is best 10 like whatchamacallit,
Internet service providers.
internet service providers in England. I'm an American. I don't have.
Which site was this for? Because I might have looked at the article.
Okay, because it's my job, I researched it, like the ratings and complaints that like people have submitted. So I mean, I didn't just go in and make shit up. But I think it's kind of funny that like people who actually live in England are just reading this shit, and it's like written by an American who lives like I mean, a lot of them are probably written by people in like India and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any way that you can remember which website you wrote it for? Because I might have looked at that article today and been really upset.
I have no idea because
I might have unknowingly read your work.
No, I send it and then the person who hired me puts it on whatever website. I don't know what website it is.
Mind you, I've done that as well.
Funny story. It's not really funny. Press X.
I did
oh shit! I pressed Z. What is Z?
Oh, Chris, that's just the salt button. Yeah, I used to do copywriting, and I ended up doing a little bit of copywriting for an building engineering firm, where I had to try and translate this massive article about the technicalities of this big tanker and the hydrogen and shit like that. Bear in mind that my background's in English. I gave up science as soon as I possibly could. I had to try and translate that into layman's terms, and that was fun.
Yeah, so everything on the internet basically is crap.
Yeah, everything on the internet is done by people who are bullshitting.
Yeah, it's one big fat berg of condoms, diapers, and fat.
Yeah.
Except for this podcast, we're very informed.
Oh yeah, totally. We definitely know what we're recording about today. What are we doing today?
We're talking about Defenders.
Defenders
episode
I caught
5.
Up.
You did.
I did. I caught up today. Pretty good.
So we start with the fight scene in the restaurant. Which,
it was
again is a crime how they trashed that restaurant, but it's okay. Because superheroes
it looked like
get away
really
with
nice
activities.
Chinese food
Yeah.
as well. It seems like such a waste.
But it's all right. It's all right. You can trash at a restaurant if you have the power of privilege, which Danny ran.
Yeah, I mean, he did pay the rent for like 6 months and buy the whole menu, so I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a little gripe that I had with the previous episode, actually. How quickly that food came out. Sorry.
So the fight scene, thoughts you were saying?
It's just the cutaways again. I don't like how jittery it is. I feel like the fight scenes in and of themselves could be coordinated a little better, just so it wasn't so you don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I like to be able to follow my fight scenes. And the petty gripe of... No, actually, that comes later. Carry on.
Yeah, I get the whole, like, cut stuff. They had the one time when they were all, like, huddled together, and then they showed close-ups of each of the goons' faces.
Yeah.
Like, and then suddenly Daredevil was, like, wrestling with someone. It was just, like, cut. So I totally get that.
It's really confusing to follow, and that doesn't make for a good action scene. An action scene should be something where you're able to follow every punch. And,
yeah, like a lot of them are, like,
chaotic.
in a single shot.
Yeah.
Single take, yeah.
Like, you can convey chaotic without making it chaotic for the viewer.
Yeah. The thing I didn't get was the hand members, like, what are their powers? I guess, like, Luke Cage, he can stop bullets, but he can't stop this guy's, like, fingers. He's, like, poking him with his fingers and shit. And so I didn't get that at all. Like, I know they're immortal, but I didn't understand the whole, like, where do they get these powers and shit, so.
Yeah. Maybe all will be explained later, or maybe it's just an excuse to throw loads of goons at you and up the stakes.
Well, there is this kind of thing, the Superman thing, where it's like they need to have, like, this guy's, they made him too invincible, so they need to make him feel a little bit vulnerable and have him get beat up every now and then, but yeah. The other thing we had at the end of the fight was Elektra sort of kind of regaining some of her memories, like...
Yeah. I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Well, it's kind of like a Romeo-Juliet thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like Elektra could be quite an interesting character. Obviously, I haven't followed Daredevil, so I don't know her role in that. But I'm interested to see where her arc goes. Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing, but backwards, where she was a normal socialite living a secret life as an assassin, and now she's an assassin who is secretly living like a normal life behind the hand's back. Almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, where they're in love, but the houses that they belong to hate each other. And that's probably going to be a source of conflict. So it's kind of a forbidden love thing. Also a zombie love.
Stop necrophilia, please. Not good. Right, what came after the fight scene?
We had a gathering of the supporting cast. Oh, Luke Cage kidnapped the dude, right? And then the dude threatens all of their friends. And so they had this gathering of all the supporting cast from different shows.
That's okay. So my petty gripe for this week is when Jess was going to like take her friend into hiding, took her upstairs and got into the fight scene with the
Japanese ninja
guy who I guess is meant to be like the secondary antagonist.
Yeah.
Who probably has a name, but I just haven't paid attention to it.
He's the new Nobu.
And
Nobu was the Japanese ninja in Daredevil season 1 who never talked and had no lines. And so this is like the redo of Nobu. They give him lines this time. They let him speak in his own language. He's Nobu 2.0.
Woo! But basically he goes for 2 crotch shots against Jess. And being kicked in the vagina hurts.
Yes.
Maybe not as much as being kicked in the balls, but you're gonna have a reaction to it. Do people just think that it's just like a gaping hole of nothingness up there? We have nerve endings down there. It's gonna hurt getting kicked in the vagina.
This is the second week in a row we've talked about this. Actually, it's funny because Ronya said she was hit in the vagina when she did her whatchamacallit, her Viking reenactment, and she was talking about how much it hurt. So it's funny. Anyways.
It fucking hurts. Like, I haven't been kicked in the vagina, but I've... Yeah.
Yes. I mean, obviously it does hurt. But maybe that's Jessica's power.
But TV writers seem to think that there is just nothing down there. That there are no nerve endings. That there is nothing for us to react to. Like, yes, we can birth a child out of there, but it still fucking hurts.
Maybe she was wearing a cup. She's like wearing a jockstrap.
I mean...
She had a hockey game later that night. She was getting ready.
She's always prepared for any situation, including crotch shots.
In fairness, a superhero should wear a cup, I think.
Superheroes should wear anything but spandex.
Yes, that's funny. It's funny how Daredevil is the only one with a costume. Everyone else is in real clothes, and he's the guy wearing spandex. And then they try to make it sound cool, like Iron Fist is like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, no, he isn't. He's wearing a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
He looks ridiculous.
Please don't put Matt Murdock in that costume again.
I think it restricts him, too, when he's fighting. Like, the fight scenes after he wore the costume in the Daredevil show are objectively worse than when, like, season 1, where he didn't have the costume.
Well, superhero costumes in general are really, really restrictive. Superhero costumes, like, they're designed to look good. They're not designed to be good. Like, I can remember reading about Michelle Pfeiffer's costume in what's the Batman film? There goes my nerd cred.
Catwoman.
In that Batman film with Catwoman in it that was released by the Tim Burton and stuff. That one. Apparently she had to be, like, vacuum packed into it. Like, they had to suck all the air out of it. And it got so hot in there that they had to take breaks every 20 minutes of filming. Because the costume was just that impossible. Like, they're designed to look good on screen. They're not designed...
Bikini armor.
...to be workable. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty fucking useless.
That was the whole, like, weird thing about that. But then we got, like, the gathering of the supporting cast. And... We had Karen kink-shaming Matt again for being a superhero.
Rude.
How dare you save people?
How dare you get dressed up? I mean, I get that's your kink, but you know.
Trish was a little bit confused because Jessica is always cryptic about what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very productive.
Yeah, Colleen whining because she's not good enough or something. I don't think that was anything that was in her character before. She's always been pretty much a badass, and in this episode she's like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't be a part of it. I'm like, what?
It kind of came out of the blue.
Yeah. Like at the end of the Iron Fist, she's the one who kills that hand guy, Bokudo or whatever. She kills him. Like, it's not Iron Fist who does it. So like, I don't know why she's like whining now about like not being important, but I feel like Claire is the only reasonable sidekick. Like, Luke barges in and she's like, okay, you ran into some baddies and now we're all in danger. Got it.
Got it, right, let's go. Boop.
Yeah. She's like the sane, real person in this show.
We need more sane, real people.
Misty also had a little cameo in this episode and talked to Colleen, which is a bit of fan service because they're part of the same comic book, aren't they? Daughters of the Dragon.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. Like, we should start our own TV show.
I did not know that.
I think that was a bit of fan service.
There we go.
Then we have, did you want to make any comments about this gathering of supporting cast or no?
Nah, I like the little side conversations. It was quite nice. Just like chit chat.
Yeah.
You know.
Just the normal people stuck in this crazy, messed up world.
Yeah, I like having that kind of insight into these kind of really fantastical shows. Like, bring it back to the normal people. Like, they're just far more relatable, bless their cotton socks. They can't do anything. They're who we would be in this situation.
Pretty much. We had some trouble with the hand. There's like infighting and stuff because they spent all their immortality juice on Elektra, which...
And it didn't seem to be a good investment.
Yeah. I don't understand at all.
Not getting good returns on it, you know?
Like, I don't get it. Okay, if she was like this giant like Godzilla like monster, if like she was like Liberty Prime or some shit, or even if she was normal sized and shot like lasers out of her eyes or something like that, I would get it.
Yeah.
But she's just like a ninja and she uses swords. She doesn't even use guns.
It's just like,
Great. This is what we spent our immortality juice on.
On a complete unknown quantifier, you know?
This is why I'm going to die now.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And Sigourney Weaver's like, but no, she can do ninja shit.
You know what? She's so fucking tall when compared to Elektra. It's really confusing.
Is she tall?
I had no idea. She looks really tall in that in the scenes with Elektra.
Do you think she's wearing heels?
And it's just really bizarre.
I don't remember
Probably.
her being like tall in like any of the other movies I've seen. She's been in a lot of movies. She's been in Ghostbusters. She's been in Alien.
I think maybe the actress who plays Elektra is just really, really, really short.
That's possible.
But she just looked bizarrely tall. It was very confusing.
She's trying to have this whole familial daughter relationship with Elektra, and they're trying to paint her as like somewhat emotional, but that's not a good decision. Emotional or not, wanting a daughter or not, like spending all of your immortality juice on a ninja. It's like, yeah, she can do backflips. Yeah. She knows kung fu.
Can she follow instructions? No.
It's pretty much trading your heart medicine for a fidget spinner. That doesn't even work. And they're all gonna die now. And one of them did die.
Yeah, good. He was a dick.
Yeah, he was. It was kind of finally nice to see someone do something correctly.
Yeah, some slight bit of catharsis.
Stick chopping the guy's head off.
Nah.
Because in the other shows, they kill the bad guys, but they never chop off their head for some reason, and then they just keep coming back.
I mean, that's just like Vampire 101, right? Any immortal, you cut off their head.
Nah, pretty much.
Apart from Deadpool, because dude comes back. Dude can grow back from a fucking finger.
Yeah, there are some like fantasy worlds where like shooting in the head isn't the way to kill him. Like, I think what's that video game, Dead Space? You have to shoot them in the legs or something.
Yeah, you have to shoot their limbs off.
Yeah, that's weird.
Pew pew pew. Because otherwise they'll just keep on crawling to you. I enjoyed Dead Space actually. Dead Space is a good game.
Yeah, it is.
What else happened in the episode? I can't remember.
But that's it.
Yeah.
For this episode of Lore Friendly. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? In your triumphant return from the abyss, from the sunken place.
I would like to cover the fact that I have been making loads of reasonable adult investments, and I definitely have not been spending my limited amount of funds, considering that I now have to pay rent and bills and stuff, on lipstick.
Excellent use of resources there.
Donate to Patreon, guys, and then I can buy the broom that I need to finish off the garden. It'll be great.
Don't buy lipstick, buy the lipstick stock.
Or just buy lipstick and you do you kind of thing, yeah.
Revlon.
It's blue. Cause you know what every
Congratulations,
person needs in their lipstick collection.
Blue lipstick. It's going down the drain and being added to the fat blob.
I'm really, really mature.
That fat blob is gonna eat well.
That fat blob is going to have some beautifully decorated lips. That's what it's
Yes,
gonna
it
have.
is. But yeah, that's it for this episode.
Goodbye. I don't want to leave you for 10 days ever again. Bye.
Bye. It's like it's both lack of self-control and lack of self-awareness. Like, you don't know how loud you're being, and you also kind of like let go of your voice and
How are you?
Yeah.
My name's Chris Takahashi. You're listening to Lore Friendly.
Yeah, there's it. That's it. That's perfect.